What's up guys, it's Austin and welcome to today's video. This is going to be about a video call experience that I had with my friend Hayden. It's been a long time since I talked about one of our haunted video calls. The last big one that we had was when we contacted Zozo, and that thumbnail and video will be right here so that you guys can go look at it. This was probably almost just as crazy. Lots of different stuff happened. It was while we watched the Conjuring 2 movie. It was insane. I'm gonna get into my experiences with our video call in a second. And by the way, this all happens on Hayden's end of the call. I don't know if you guys remember, I'm pretty sure it was last year, I made a video called The Conjuring Movies Haunted People After Watching Them, or they were haunting them while they were watching them as the movie was playing. Doors would open, technology glitching, phones being weird, a lot of things. Weird sounds. When people film these movies, like The Conjuring 2 and everything, these are based on true events. The Conjuring 1, The Conjuring 2, Annabelle, they're all based on real events. Now, I'm not sure if the nun from The Conjuring 2, Valak, or from the Nun 1 and 2, she's in 3 different movies, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's a true story to her. Comment down below if there is. I might have to do some research on that one, but I'm pretty sure she's just in those 3 movies. I don't think she's based on a true story. But as far as the other stuff that happens in the movie is based on a true story. Another similar time that I had this happen while watching a movie was at my friend Mike's house when I was over at his place sleeping over, and we were watching Demon House by Zach Bagans. It's a documentary of this really demonic location in Indiana, I think. It says that demonologists believe that demons and ghosts or spirits can affect you through the screen. That's something that people don't really understand, is that can happen even through a YouTube video. It's very real stuff. This can happen. So just protect yourselves and take safety precautions before watching this stuff, including these movies. Like when I was watching Demon House, Mike was asleep, and all of a sudden, 3:33 in the morning, the devil's hour. So the devil's hour goes from like 3 till 4, but the most powerful part of that hour is 3 o'clock and 3:33. That is when the most stuff happens. I think especially 3:33 is like the worst of it, because around that time, that is when the veil of our world and the other side is the thinnest. At that hour, his dog Callie just started barking out of nowhere, yelping like somebody was hitting her, and I'm just like, does she need to go to the bathroom? And he's like, no, she never does that to go to the bathroom. She never makes that sound. And guess what? There was no one in the yard. There was no one around the house. No one in the house. Nobody broke in. We checked. So that was that experience. It was very terrifying. Could it have been because of the movie? I don't know. It was very creepy, and it was just too on point with what was happening. But like I said, when you make movies like this that are based on true events, I think even if the haunting isn't even real, if it's not based on real events, and they're making a movie about it, you're talking about demonic possession, you're talking about a whole bunch of ghost summoning and all this stuff, like all that energy comes together. The Conjuring 2 is based on a true story. It's about the Enfield poltergeist. So of course, some crazy stuff happened while they were filming. They experienced a lot of crazy things, and so did we. So me and Hayden, we turn on the movie. I'm just like, let's watch The Conjuring 2, because it's been a while since I've seen it, and he had never seen it before, I don't think. We watched it. It's playing as normal. We watch it for about an hour, and nothing happens. Nothing too creepy happens at all. But at about 11:30 at night, the call starts to take a turn. So this is all happening on Hayden's end. The call starts muting and unmuting by itself. So Hayden is getting muted and then unmuted randomly. And then there was one point where it muted, and I'm just like, bro, it just muted by itself. And then he unmuted it. At one point, it actually ended his side of the call. So we use Discord. When one person ends the call on their end, your end will still be on until Discord times you out, and then it ends the call by itself. His end just randomly stops. And then he comes back and he's just like, bro, what the is happening? And I'm just like, I don't know, your phone is like glitching out like crazy. Your microphone is muting and unmuting. At some points he even saw it, and at one point he thought like, okay, you're just messing with me. Is it actually doing that? Because he had the phone faced at the computer. He sometimes couldn't see when it was doing that. He thought I was messing with him at first, and I'm like, no, I swear I'm not messing with you. This is real. And this is what happens when you watch movies like this about demonic hauntings. Stuff just starts happening continuously. So we tested this just to see if it was paranormal. I did, and then then he was asking the spirit to do stuff just in case this was something paranormal. So I said, if there's a spirit in here, mute the microphone. And it would literally do it on command. Almost like I'm asking it to make a device go off, like an EMF meter or like some kind of ghost meter or REM pod. You know, when people ask for those devices to light up to show that something is there, yeah, that's what it was doing, except it was muting the call when I asked it to. And I'm just like, okay, turn off Hayden's video, and it would do it. It was the weirdest thing we've ever experienced. And at some points we would hear like 3 knocks coming from a corner of his room, or just like multiple different knocks, and 3 knocks is a mock of the Holy Trinity. Demons know this, and they will do that to mess with you because you know it's a mock of the Holy Trinity, and they know that's gonna really mess with you. I'm just like, dude, this movie is like giving off a weird energy. It's affecting the call, it's doing a bunch of weird things. And also, his keyboard lights up just like mine does. I have a light up keyboard connected to my computer. He turns that off before the movie starts. While the scary stuff is going on, his keyboard randomly, after all the muting and the call turning off by itself, at least on his end, his video turning off and all that stuff, his keyboard turns on by itself. Yeah. His keyboard turns on. We're just like, okay, maybe it's Discord glitching. That was kind of our first thought, but then we're like, wait, we're watching The Conjuring 2. The Conjuring 2 was the most craziest movie for paranormal experiences to happen while you're watching it, or even after it ends, people will experience things. And I'm just like, damn, we are literally becoming one of these people that are experiencing this firsthand. I'm just like, I haven't had this happen since like the Zach Bagans Demon House documentary. Like, this has not happened since then. Yeah, stuff just keeps happening. His keyboard turns on and we freak out, and we're just like, the keyboard just turned on. Like, it was insane. What's interesting is nothing happened to the movie itself. The movie never turned off by itself, just the call was being affected. Keep this in mind. While the movie is going, this stuff is happening to the phone, to Hayden's phone. So this next part, there's a point in the movie where Lorraine, otherwise known as Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're demonologists in real life. I mean, now they're passed away, owned the Annabelle doll in their occult shop, which is still around. It's called the Warren Occult Museum, and Annabelle is in there and all that stuff. This movie was not about Annabelle. The actor that plays Lorraine in the movie, when she says Valak, there's an experience that I talked about in the Conjuring movies that haunted people. Somebody had their door fly open when she said Valak at the very end of the movie. What happened with us, I'm just like, imagine something happens when she says Valak. He's just like, I swear if it does happen, I'm going to be so scared. She says Valak, nothing happens for a second, and then his microphone mutes and unmutes again. And I'm just like, dude, it just muted and unmuted. And he's just like, no, you're messing with me. I'm like, no, it actually just did it. And we're just like, okay, this is happening while we're watching the movie. Some people have had experiences after. Let's just see if something happens when the movie ends. So we get to the end of the movie finally, and the call stops glitching. Yeah, it stops glitching. Oh, but the story does not end there. Hayden looks to his right and sees that his closet is slowly creaking open by itself. Now, keep in mind, this closet takes force to open it. It doesn't just open easily. There was no draft that could have possibly opened that. Even if there was wind, even if there was something that could have maybe opened it, it couldn't have, because that door takes force to open it. It takes strength. I didn't see it yet. I'm gonna get to this part in a second. This is why I say I didn't see it yet. His door opens and then it creaks shut and he starts flipping out. And I'm just like, no, dude, you're lying. At one point, he brought the camera over to the closet. He actually went up to it, and I swear it creaked back open while I was watching it on the video call. It was the creepiest thing ever. His closet is terrifying, guys. Like, the door has like these glass windows on it and they're all shattered. Don't ask me why. They're all shattered and it looks very scary. It looked like it opened so easily. And I'm just like, okay, did you just like accidentally step on like a floorboard and it just like loosened the door to open? I was trying to debunk it because I was so scared. I'm just like, no, that did not just open like that. So he showed me, he's just like, no, it actually takes force to open this door. Damn, okay. So I just witnessed a door opening by itself. So when the door opens for the second time, Hayden loses his mind and bolts to his cat's room that's next door to his room and just drops the phone on his table and just leaves me in the dark for a second and comes back like 2 seconds later and is just like, bro, that door just opened. Did you see that? I'm like, yeah, I saw that. Like, I didn't not see it. He started showing me that it doesn't open so easily like that. It looked like it opened easily. Like, if you saw it open for yourself, guys, like, it does not open that easily. It looks like it does. It looked like it just swung open. It's so crazy that it looked like the spirit did it so effortlessly because of how much strength it takes. I'm just like, no, that swung open, but no. He proved me wrong. So let's recap. The call glitches, unmutes and mutes by itself. His end of the video call turns off. His camera turns off and on by itself during the movie. His keyboard turns on by itself during the movie, something completely separate to what his phone is doing. And then his closet door opens. And it's one of the ones that's very haunted, by the way. How does that happen from watching a demonic movie? That energy just comes together, guys. Spirits know when you're talking about them, and they know when you're filming something about them. And I can now understand the experiences people have had watching that movie. They would either have experiences during or after. We had them during and after. And even at parts in the movie where people experience things, like when Lorraine says Valak, someone's story said that their door flew open. We had the mic mute and unmute. So at parts where other people experienced things, we experienced something completely different. I mean, yeah, we had a door open, but that was when the movie was over. We had the closet door open. So yeah, that was our crazy experience watching The Conjuring 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this haunted video call experience story time, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.